to the Global Speaker Advantage, the #1 podcast where your voice goes beyond borders. Hosted by Nshom, international speaker and coach, this show is for speakers ready to grow influence, land paid gigs, and make a global impact. Tune in every Tuesday and Friday weekly for insights, interviews, and strategies to help you thrive on the world stage. Let's go global.
This is the Global Speakers Advantage podcast, where every episode is a masterclass. I am your host, Nshom, and in today's episode, we are going to be sharing some raw stories unprecedented more than ever. But before that, I just want to remind you that we are on a mission to touch every life in every corner of the world that got a story to share with the world, that want to stretch himself or herself with that journey, with that story, with that inspiration that God has given to him. And of course, we believe that each of those voices deserve to make a global impact. So let's make it count, friend. And today, we are having an awesome guest right away from United Kingdom, the Great Britain. And before we introduce our guest, we just want you to have a look of the impact the Global Speakers Advantage is having in some lives of Gen Zs and millennials around the world, and just enjoy these beautiful stories, even as we are going to be right back as we dive deeper to unfolding the package.
Hello world, I am Rachel Lisa from the Northwest region of Cameroon. I am excited to be this week's spotlight listener of the Global Speakers Advantage podcast. Why do I tune on to this podcast every Tuesday and Friday? I do this because it doesn't just inspire, it ignites, and it constantly reminds me that my dream, my purpose, and my story matters both locally and globally. To all those listening to this podcast, keep listening, dream boldly, speak fearlessly, and keep listening, because it's not just a show, it is a movement. This podcast has helped me to be able to host programs, speak in programs, and I'm looking forward to hosting more courses with the help of this podcast. Thank you, Sir Oliver Nshom, for creating this platform. Thank you to all the...
Hello world, I'm Tam Larissa Ko from Bamenda, Cameroon, and I am this week's spotlight listener on the Global Speakers Advantage podcast. Why do I tune in every Tuesday and Friday? Because this podcast doesn't just inspire, it ignites. It reminds me that my story, my voice, and my purpose matter locally and globally. Since I started listening, I've gained the courage to continue speaking, write a book, and even launch numerous courses in public speaking. It's like having a front row seat to greatness every single week. So to you who is watching, dream boldly, speak fearlessly, and keep listening, because the Global Speakers Advantage podcast isn't just a show, it is a movement. Thank you, Coach Oliver, for creating this platform. I am honored to be this week's spotlight listener. Over to you, Sir Oliver.
And so that was it, my dear friend. That was the Global Speakers Advantage podcast for you. And if you're just joining us right now from Africa, from Singapore, from Europe, from America, this is a Global Speakers Advantage podcast. And today is a very, very special edition. We're talking about the great behind the glory, the determination, the resilience, the focus, the discipline, the hard work behind the glory. And that is why we are having with us in the studio not any other person, but the one and only Aita Wenzeng Azunyui.
Yeah.
You're welcome to the Global Speakers Advantage podcast, Aita.
Thank you, Oliver.
Amazing, amazing. So, how do you feel this afternoon, right there in the United Kingdom?
I feel very excited, Oliver.
Amazing.
I'm glad to share my story.
Great. Of course, most of the people are excited and anticipating your story because when we posted the pre-podcast marketing information, especially on Facebook, we had a lot of engagement and like everybody seemed to be connected to your story. And,
Really?
and that reminds us of the power of hard work. Like you are an epitome of excellence when it comes to hard work. But by the way, let's know who is Iter. Tell us who are you to the people listening to us right now, please.
Aita Wenzeng Azuni, as Oliver rightly said. I'm originally from Cameroon and I live in the UK. I've been in the UK now for 2.5 years and more, practicing as a healthcare assistant. Back home in Cameroon, I was a senior nurse and I practiced across several hospitals and working towards my registered nursing status. I am a certified public speaker from the All African Institute of Public Speaking, Cameroon, and I'm equally a certified marriage and family counselor from Timfa University, USA.
I love that.
Thank you, Oliver.
Great. So let's begin with your journey back in Cameroon. In your story, you did not just rise, from glory to glory to glory to glory,
Exactly.
but you had to a certain point, like fried chicken, carry in your head, walk in the streets of Bamili in Cameroon, sell, to be able to get yourself the kind of life that you are enjoying and experiencing today. Tell us a little bit about that. How was the experience back then in Cameroon? Were you hoping one day that you ever live in the United Kingdom and work there? What happened? Why did you have to do all the things you were doing in Cameroon, please?
Thank you, Oliver. I am appreciating everyone who is watching right now, and so I really want to take you behind the scene of my journey, not just where I am now, but where I actually started, as Oliver rightly said. I am sharing this because I just realized that it is easy for so many people to celebrate the success, and we often forget the sweat, the shame, the disappointment, and the struggle that usually come before the shine. So I would like to take you right back, and like Oliver rightly said, I sold chicken in the streets of Bambui, not Bambui, Oliver, and it all started. I didn't just sell chicken, my people. I sold peanuts. I sold eggs. I sold farm produce. I sold everything that could give me any profit in return. All I did this because I had a dream and I had a passion burning in me. And so I had to pursue it at all costs because I had promised myself, I had promised my family, and especially my dad, that I had passion to become a nurse. And so with that dream, I come from a family where formal education is limited, but I had to do everything to break that ground. And my father, being who he was, our African parents, they will always say they don't have any money to send, especially the girl child, to school. Yeah. So I had to prove to him that I could do this. Thankfully, I was enrolled into school. And, when I turned into the secondary school and when I got to Form 5, with peer pressure, I got pregnant. I dropped out of school for some time. But even when I dropped out of school that time, I passed my ordinary level and I decided I had to go back. My father supported me powerfully.
Wow.
And Oliver, when I got back to register for lower seats, my principal said, no, you can't continue school. You need to stay back.
Why?
So this kept me depressed. It brought a lot of suicidal thoughts, which I'm going to be explaining that in the course of our discussion. So my selling this me into chicken started in 2011 because after that, when my principal said I couldn't go back to school, I didn't stay back. I kept fighting on. When I had
Hmm.
my baby girl, I went back to school. My husband supported me to go back to school, and I went back to school at that time.
Hmm.
With my ordinary level at the time, I was able to do just the nursing assistant diploma.
Hmm.
I wrote the nursing concours. Luckily, I succeeded. That passion in me
Wow.
couldn't fail, Oliver.
Wow.
Yeah. So I went for training for 12 months and I
Hmm.
became a nursing assistant. Thereafter, I had to look for jobs. It wasn't possible. I decided I had to volunteer for my community. So
Hmm.
I enrolled into our local hospital and I volunteered for over 6 to 7 years.
Hmm.
And with this lot of experience, I realized for me to assess further opportunities and better opportunities, I needed certifications and other procedures to assess this. So in 2011,
Hmm.
I said, it's over, I need to go back to school.
Hmm.
So everything started off well for
Hmm.
me getting into the university, and the first year was superb.
Hmm.
But Oliver, during the second year, my husband, who was a backbone for support, lost his job.
Oh no.
Yes, I had
Hmm.
to survive. We had to face it head on. This is where a friend of mine asked me the question on my face: what can you do now?
Hmm.
Yes. So sometimes we need to have friends who can ask you, what can
Hmm.
you do now to proceed?
Hmm.
And when she asked me this question, because I told her I will be leaving school, there is no more hope for me. And she said, Aita, you can't leave school. What can you do now? Because I am here for you.
Hmm.
My head, everything, my whole head, I got thinking to every direction. And I told her, I can do business because I know a friend who used to do this chicken and sell in their bar. And it came to my mind like, oh yes, I can sell chicken. She
Hmm.
does chicken very well. I can sell chicken.
Hmm.
And she told me, I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna give you a little capital.
Hmm.
This friend was a friend who is very viable in school. She got brothers abroad. They pay her fees complete and everything, but she decided to risk her fee to share part with me for that business.
Wow.
Yes, I'm so grateful and I'll be forever grateful for her.
Hmm.
She was God sent at that time. And so, Oliver, I took this capital and multiplied that capital.
Hmm.
I prayed over this money and I bought the chicken. I didn't know where I was going to sell it,
Hmm.
but I bought it. I started with 5. I bought them. When
Hmm.
I came home, I
Five
called.
chickens? Five
Yes,
chickens? Oh,
5.
cool.
When I
Wow.
came home that day, I sent for this friend of mine and I said, you used to do chicken very well. Please come to my house. Please.
Hmm.
It's urgent. When she came, I told her I want to begin a business tomorrow.
Hmm.
And this business, I bought the chickens. I want you to show me how to slice them. I want you to show me how to measure the spices and everything. She was patient. She taught me everything. And I did. The first thing she said was, have faith in this. The first, I used 2 of them on that day and I sold everything. Where did I begin? I went back to my hospital where I was volunteering,
Hmm.
kept the corridors there, and I was greeting everybody in the ward, all the nurses and all. And I said, this is me now. I'm now selling chicken. Please don't call me a nurse anymore. Call me Mommy Chicken. And until I finished school, they called me Mommy Chicken.
Wow. Of course. That's amazing, bro.
Yeah, so when I told them that, they supported me. They
Wow.
supported me. The doctors, the nurses, they patronized my business. And now they now said, oh, why don't you add plantain to this chicken? Because it's so sweet. Might be if you can add a little bit of ripe plantain to the sauce, it's going to be more. Oh my goodness. I couldn't wait for the next day. Immediately I bought the ripe plantain. So that's how I started. And on the second day when I came now, the doctor now proposed to me like, oh, now that this canteen in the hospital is empty, can you use this canteen to sell to us every day so we can have a break and have something to eat? I started gaining grounds.
Wow.
And I went for more chicken. Now I had a stable place where I can sell before I can now move to the bars to finish the race and all that. So this is how I really started, and that is how the chicken came, and that is how I sold it. I now added chicken, plantain to the chicken, peanuts, soft drinks, some rice to all this chicken. And the canteen was now booming. Even when I'm there or I'm not there, I have someone, I will do all these things and leave, and I go for my classes, and I rush back on break. I see how the business is going. I go back for my classes. I come back after classes. I collect how much has been made. I rush to the market. I get what I'm going to prepare for the next day. And this is how we did this. My family and my children, everybody had a part to play. 4 a.m. we wake up, and before 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, we are done. My husband is going where he's going. The kids are going to school. I'm going to the canteen to drop, and then I'm going to school. On weekends, we go to the bars. The kids, they take the eggs. I take my chicken. We go to church. From church, we sell, and we come back in the evening. Is how I did it. And I made it to a BSc in nursing back home in Cameroon.
Wow. You know, I think your story is one of the favorite stories ever in the Global Speakers Advantage podcast. And oh my God. And look at you today, you know, living and working in United Kingdom. Now, before we go deeper into the conversation, there are people who might be watching right now, who'll be watching after, that they are currently in the position where you were in 10 years, 15 years ago. And they're like, hey, I want to go to school. I don't have a sponsor. I want to do this. I don't have a means. But look at you. Like, you were just pushful and daring and trying and never stopping and never hearing from what people have to say. Look at a certain point, your principal even told you that, hey, no, you can't come here. But you did not give up. You kept on persisting, and eventually you graduated from the university with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Oh boy, you deserve an award just for all of that commitment and determination, you know? So what do you have to tell a young girl, 21 years, 19 years, 25 years, or a young boy out there right now, maybe in Germany, in Singapore, in the United States, Washington, Chicago, wherever, or in Africa, who's watching right now or who's going to be watching after, on the importance of having a vision and closing your ears and focusing on in the vision until you get it done?
Thank you very much, Oliver. I will tell them I've been there. God is seeing you. I will ask you, how tasty are you? What is that fire that is burning in your heart that you want to shine it? What is it that is, what is their purpose? What is it that is pushing you to doing what you are doing now and hoping that you're gonna make it? There must be something that should be pushing you to be persistent in the action you are right in right now. So don't give up on it until you achieve it. You only don't achieve what you want to achieve if you give up. I had this promise to my father because I come from a family where uh, the story is really a story for another day. But I would like to give just a bit of what made me to have this burning desire for success. I come from a family where my father, people boast of their uncles,
Mm-hmm.
but destiny had given me 9 uncles.
Mm.
But before I turned 8,
Mm.
10, I was left with 1.
Mm.
Why? Because all of them were sick. They needed help and there was no help. And when my father shared me this story, I realized my father needed help as well. And I should stand to give him that help when he needs it. I should be able to give that help to the lone uncle I have.
Mm.
I should be able to support them. And in doing that, this is going to create a ripple effect to my community as well.
Mm.
So if I do nursing, I will happily assist my father and my lone uncle. If there was somebody to advise them on where to go when they were sick, what to do, or even the basic things they could be doing at home to prevent them from dying prematurely, they wouldn't have died the way they died. So I stood the gap and I promised my dad when I was still in my elementary school that I'm becoming a nurse in future to look
Mm.
after you. So that burning fire was in me. And my father, being who he was, he never knew how he was going to raise this money because he told me
Mm.
nursing is very expensive.
Mm.
So he wasn't seeing it coming. But I had a conviction in me that I will one day become a nurse. This is the fire that was burning in me. And I want to tell somebody out there that if you are in my shoe, you can make it. If you are
Mm.
listening to me right now, you can make it.
I love
God
that.
is seeing you. God is seeing you.
Mm.
What you are going through now is shaping your future.
Mm.
And
I love
please
that.
don't confuse delay with denial. Do not. Don't give up because you think you've been denied it. Don't confuse that. God will always come through for you.
Amen.
Don't lose hope in the process.
Mm.
Remember, Jeremiah says, I have the plans for you. The plans are to prosper you.
Mm.
So if you stand by his words, I don't think you are going to fail. I didn't fail, and I believe
You can
you
fail.
can't fail.
I love that. Aita, now, one of the most intriguing part of your story is you, after your O level, you got pregnant.
Yes.
Now, there are a lot of young girls that have become pregnant in the course of school, high school, secondary school, and like that was it for their life. You know, parents at times like no sponsorship again for you, and that was the end of their education. So to those who are almost losing hope right now, Aita, what message of encouragement do you have to say to those who be watching this show, this podcast, and they have dropped out from high school because of some circumstances, which maybe it was not their fault, and they are at the point where they will look at you and say, good for you. I'm not sure I can ever become anybody like you. They feel like their own is finished, like their own chapter of education has ended. But look at you, you went through the same pathway and you did not stop despite the challenges and the circumstances. What message do you have to give to them, please?
Thank you, Oliver. In my journey, I've learned that you don't need perfect conditions to have a perfect destiny.
Mm.
So every season you find yourself inside is to shape you and to shape your mindset. I like when Michelle Obama said in her book Becoming that
Mm.
even when it's not pretty perfect, when
Mm.
it's more real than you want it to be, your story is what you have.
Wow. Mm.
On that story, that is what you have, and that story is what you will become, and that story is what is going to give you strength.
Mm.
Always remember that most people would like to clap for you when you succeed, but most of them, Oliver, truly, they will not know the moments that you were broken,
Mm.
yeah, before becoming who you. I remember during my time, during my struggle, during my pain, I almost gave up on my life completely.
Mm.
Yeah, but I was determined because I had that determination,
Mhm.
I had that persistence.
Mhm.
I resisted, and God came through for me.
Mhm.
Something I must emphasize here is don't walk alone, walk with God.
Mm.
I had been a Christian before the struggles,
Mm.
but encounter God within the struggle in
Mm.
another. Remember, I told you when my principal told me you can't continue education for now, I
Mm.
won't away my life. And in that process, I found myself on the hospital, recovery bed in the hospital.
Mm.
During that period, I saw the priest sitting next to me. And during that time, when I opened my eyes, it was like a breakthrough in
Mm.
that room. As it was not just a hospital room. I felt like I had recovered physically. I
Mm.
came alive again spiritually.
Mm.
My strength was renewed, and I had another thing, another way to face it again. God
Mm.
came through for me at that particular time, and I had to rebuild my life.
Mm. So I enter.
Rebuild your life as
Mm.
well, my dear gentleman or lady listening to me.
Mm.
You can rebuild your life.
Mm. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, I hear that. This is interesting. Some people just listen to you or they see you, they were wondering, they were like, well, everybody can say that. But what was that? How do you know? How did you know that there was something bigger that you had to do with your life? And what was that thing that kept you going? Uh, that gave you the conviction that I have to go further. I have to go back to school. I have to go back and learn. I have to go back to work. I have to. What was that turning point that triggered you? Like, what motivated you? What really kept you going? Please. I know you talk about the fact that working with God and being with God and God was there with you always. Is there something to that? What was that conviction you had, right from the days where you were selling the chicken that kept you going, no matter
Yeah.
the obstacles you encountered?
Yeah, I remember I mentioned before that I
Mm-hmm.
had that passion for care.
Mm-hmm.
I had promised my dad,
Mm-hmm.
and I had no excuse to fail him.
Mm.
I had promised becoming a nurse because I had to look after my dad if he falls sick and my lone uncle, which I did very well.
Congratulations.
And I had promised my family not
Mm.
to fail them. And I had decided that I was going to break the ground for formal education in my family because I'm the first person who
Mm.
went, the first child in the family who went to secondary school, and the first child who obtained a first degree.
Wow.
And so today, we got so many of them coming up.
Mm.
So I had, with all this, I couldn't give up. I couldn't give up the pain, the shame, the struggle. I couldn't stand it. I had to do everything possible to get this accomplished.
Wow. I
So
love.
tell me, how will you stop if you haven't achieved that dream, that purpose? This was inborn, because if I have to take you back, Oliver, to my name,
Mm.
you will get the pain in my name, because this name you see, Wenzeng, as I was,
Wednesday? Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the name
this
before we
name
take a break.
is someone who suffers. Yes, yeah. This is,
Oh.
but this is true. I had
Mm.
to, I had to seek my dad to ask him why he gave me this name.
Mm.
Following circumstances I faced in my childhood. The circumstances is a story for another day. I will come back here to talk about it, definitely.
Yeah.
And when I faced my dad sat me down and told me, I didn't give you this name, my daughter, to wish you to suffer.
Mm.
I gave you this name as a plea to God,
Mm.
that God should use you as a breakthrough for the,
Mm. Mm.
you get.
Wow.
So it became, because so many people were like, these circumstances are coming to you because of the name you bear.
Mm.
So we think your father needs to change this name. Your father needs to change this name. Your father must change this name.
Mm.
I had to sit and talk with my father.
Mm.
Father, why did you give me this name? My father said the last uncle who died
Mm.
had a mental issue.
Mm.
And on this fateful day which I was born, he had his crisis.
Mm.
And during this crisis, he mobilized some young men in the quarter to assist him so they could calm him down.
Mm.
While waiting for this gentleman to come for assistance, he had to use his own effort to support my late uncle. And in that process, this late uncle, with his elbow, hit so hard on his mouth and
Mm.
4 of his teeth out.
Mm. Mm.
That,
Mm.
that same day in the night I was born. In that pain in his heart, he gave this name, that he was a suffering person.
Mm.
So literally he was praying to God with this name, that God should use this name, this daughter, as a breakthrough to this family. So he has never told me anything about this name, but as I've asked it, let him be very clear about it, that he saw me that day as a breakthrough, because this was the when my mother giving birth to me on that particular day gave him hope that he was able to live again to see me, because he knew he was going to die.
Mm.
So Oliver, tell me, if you get this story, how can you settle?
Oh.
How are you feeling?
Fire! Fire! Somebody shout fire on the conversation.
So
Mm.
this is the powerhouse of my motivation. And I told my father, I cried. When I listened to him, I cried. And I told my father, trust me, I'm gonna use your prayer to be answered, and I'm gonna support you. And I'm gonna change the narrative of this family. I'm gonna break grounds for this family. And for any other one, any other daughter or any other son who will be coming after me,
Mm.
you are not alone.
Mm.
So
Wow.
this is my motivation, Oliver.
Thank you. I'm happy I dig deeper to get that motivation, because something was telling me that there's something still you have to say. And this is a huge blessing to the people watching, like Pedro Pamela Kill is watching from Cameroon, and she's like, your energy is infectious, Madame Azuni.
Oh, thank you, Eddie.
You are telling my story, Madame Azuni.
Oh my goodness.
People who are going through what you went through. So you're a role model right now to them. And Prosper is saying greetings to you, Coach Oliver, and Madam Aita Aizuna. That's amazing. So this is getting interesting. And you immerse yourself in the later chapter of your life into personal development, into learning, into damaging ignorance and fully, and to upgrade yourself. And of course, after the 53 seconds break, we are going to be right back so you can take us through your trajectory of personal development and eventually how you landed yourself in United Kingdom and you're currently working there as a nurse. Okay, pretty good. So enjoy this short act and we're going to be right back. You have lived through powerful moments. You have overcome and you have grown. Now it's time to tell your story and get booked for it. At Talks, we are launching a powerful platform called Tell Us Your Story. And it's a moment for you to shine. We will work with you one-on-one and coach you to be able to share your story with the world. And we will take your story, edit it, and list it in our platform, Talks. Let the world hear what you've been through and why it matters now more than ever. Spots are limited. If you're ready to turn your story into your stage, now is the time. And thank you so much, everybody, and welcome back to the Global Speakers Advantage podcast. Today, our amazing guest is not any other but the one and only Aita Zinje Azuni. I hope I got the second name right. right away from United Kingdom. That name is very prophetic and a very special name, and it's manifesting in generation. So, Aita, the first part of this conversation, you walk us through from a young teenage girl who got pregnant after ordinary level, dropped out from school, went back to school, sold chickens, walk around the street, and raise money to educate herself. And now tell us, after all of that, what happened next? Okay, what happened next? So, what are some of the things after graduating from university with a bachelor in science, in nursing? What are some of the things you did to empower, build, develop yourself to a better vision that eventually took you to the United Kingdom, please?
Yeah, Oliver, thank you very much. Selling to the university was a struggle, but when I completed, when I had my BSc, I had to face the wall. I had to face the reality. And now I realized that certification, even with the certifications now and with the experience I got, it wasn't still possible for me to get the paying job that I wished I could have. So I realized there was a need for me to continue to do self-development, personal development. I came across a group of mentors. I met some of them on social media and I followed them. I went to personal development platforms. I registered in some. I attended seminars. I remember one of the seminars I attended was in Douala in 2020. And when I attended that seminar, it was like, how did I say it? It was like I had something on my eyes that fell off. When I felt like I was blind, I felt like I was not thinking. I was thinking just towards a particular direction. I want to get certificate, and then I'll go to school, and then after graduating, I should get a job. After this seminar, I was thinking wide.
Hmm.
I saw myself even more valuable
Hmm.
than I was more valuable beyond the BSc I had.
Wow.
So when I came back from that seminar, I had to sit down to think about it now.
Hmm.
If no job is forthcoming, what do I need to do?
Big question.
I had to, I now upgraded my business
Hmm.
into an online business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I now had to get stuff, set
Mm-hmm.
them online on my status, on
Hmm.
Facebook. I created my shop online,
Oh, wow.
and I was still doing that. Why still volunteering? I volunteered again for about a year or two, and then I got my first job. That was my first payable job, and I was excelling in the field so well. I got to a position. I was made the supervisor of that institution, and with all the effort I was putting in, Oliver, no franc was added to the initial sum of money I was earning. I couldn't sleep. I did everything, when you're doing your job, do it with all your might.
Hmm.
Do it to the best. So with all the best services I was offering, I felt not being um, reciprocated well. So I resigned, and I came back to Bamenda. I stayed with my family. At that point, I had to choose family over everything.
Hmm.
And I came back to Bamenda. I still continued my online business, and I now had an opportunity to practice at the regional hospital, which was one of my dreams at the time.
Hmm.
I've been to the health centers, I've been to the district hospitals. I need to be at the regional level to see what is happening. I had a dream setting up a place for myself, but before doing that, I should be able to have everything happening at every level of the care ladder, so that if I'm settling down for my own place, I should be able to function smoothly across the pyramid.
Hmm.
Was very happy given an opportunity to practice at the regional hospital, and this is where this opportunity of moving to the UK found me.
Hmm.
And it has ever been a dream, staying back home and getting the stories about the health system abroad. You are always anticipating that, God willing, if an opportunity comes up, you should be able and smart to seize it and experience it as well, and be able to share it to other people to know exactly what is happening on the ground.
Hmm.
So when the UK dream came up, I now had to just seize it. I
Hmm.
seized it not because I was very sure about it,
Hmm.
but I trusted God for the program.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it came to pass that I had to move. I didn't come here to the UK with riches, but I came with resilience.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't have all the answers, but I had a fire that came from my struggle. Yeah, and I knew, having survived my business and all the other things, I will be able to survive the atmosphere here.
Hmm.
So I had to keep believing in myself as I did.
I love that. And so
Yeah,
I tell, and that is how you look at it. You found yourself in the UK, and
yeah,
and so a lot of people watching this, they might be in the position where they are thinking of relocating to different countries, to scale up in their careers. And many people have been scammed. Honestly, money have been taken from a lot of people, especially in the southern part of the world, like in countries in Africa, for these kind of opportunities, and some of them have really fallen victims that they have never seen those people who took away the money. So maybe you would love to advise somebody out there who is in a position where he's thinking of traveling abroad, and he's skeptical about who to trust and who not to trust. So the question to you is this: how were you ascertain that this was the right time and this was the right person, and you confidently had to trust that How was the process like?
Yeah, Oliver, really what you just said is true. A lot of people have really been scammed. It is really painful. It is really painful and it's really alarming that even as we speak, the scam is still ongoing. What made me keep on with this process was because when I read about this, you know, when you are in search, you can rarely sleep completely.
Mm,
I think it was about 2 a.m. in the night that I stumbled on this program over the internet, and I had to read further about it. So when I read about it, I went to the UK website and I saw that it was true,
mm,
that it is that there is a vacancy, that there's an ongoing recruitment for such a field in the United Kingdom.
mm,
So I came back now and I just did my application. I had no financial backup. I had nothing. I just had the faith in me that if there is an opportunity for me to travel, I would definitely do, because I have been doing things like that and succeeding. If I've been able to do the other things that I did, this shouldn't even scare me. And I did my application and I went my way, kept scrolling and all that. Until about some 2 months after, I got an email that I've been selected for the program. I got scared, but
that was a scam.
yeah, but I couldn't stay back. I had to
Mm,
share. That is when I was now open to share it to few persons that I got this program. I had to even call people over to the United Kingdom, my husband's friends, to find out if it was real. Some of them knew about the program, why others did not even know something was existing like that.
mm,
So I had to do a lot of research on my own. And I want to tell anybody out there who really wants to move to another country for work or for study, please do your due diligence. Make sure you do your research. Make sure you read line by line on the website. Make sure you follow the websites closely, so that whatever, if it is an agent that is helping you through the process, because some of these processes are complicated, Oliver, this is true. There are some of them that you can actually do them by your own, but there are some of them that are really tricky, that you need somebody to guide you through. And for you to understand that this person guiding you through is actually on the right track, if you are reading ahead of this person and knowing exactly what the updates on that country is talking about. If you don't find anything mentioned about that program at that particular time, please don't endorse into it. Don't pay in your money.
run. Run.
Most countries, they don't ask, they always update any activity ongoing of their website, and
Mm,
the update is weekly, monthly, and when it stops, you will definitely find it there. Don't hear from people. There are some people who will still scare you away from real opportunities.
mm,
Please, you have to really seek God in
mm.
making a decision about it.
I love that. And so there's something that I'm taking from your story. I'm also learning from your story. There's a concept called the challenge journey. The
Yeah.
challenge journey is a very powerful concept in psychology where when you have faced more challenging moments in your life and you overcame them by faith, by resilience, through hard work, when a new challenge come up, you remind yourself, hey, I did this. I overcame a more tougher one years. And this one, I will trust you. I'll handle you. I know what to do to handle you. And so that's so powerful in helping people to become successful. Look at the case. When you're applying for the case for your studies for your work in the UK, you never had the money it took, probably you never had any way you were going to raise that. You had no idea, no clue, but eventually you got it.
Yeah.
And that was because of the situations that happened in your life, and you were able to overcome them. And you overcame all of that. And eventually that inspired you into your future. And here you are. That's amazing. That's so powerful there. So I know the workshop you attended, this conference or seminar you attended in Douala, Cameroon. That probably I think that might be Go Mat organized by Coach Jason Golo.
Oh my goodness. And if I have like last yes, Oliver, let me say yes with a big yes in
Yeah.
capital letters. It
Awesome.
go mad. Go mad made me to go mad.
Oh
You know,
my God.
I went viral with my dreams. I
Wow.
think, and after that event, the money I paid to attend that seminar,
Mhm.
I told mentor
God
this
love you. So, yeah.
that if you put this seminar next time even for double this amount, I'm going to pay, because there is no way I am missing this seminar for anything.
Mm.
And the second seminar I was supposed to attend,
Mm.
it happened the month I was traveling to the UK, and I registered my son
Oh, amazing.
for that seminar. I
But
registered my
wonderful.
son for that seminar. And the one that passed last year,
Mhm.
I registered my daughter for that seminar.
Wow.
I'm leaving no one out of Gomad in my
Mm.
house. All of them, they must be awakened.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I think we should just all need to hear this, He's doing an amazing job, by the way. Yeah. So powerful. So apart from which other you said you attended you done marital counseling course in the United States, and amazing. So tell us a little bit what motivated you to do marriage counseling course? Public speaking, like it wasn't just for your personal development, or one day you really want to become a marriage counselor.
Oliver, my life is full of stories.
Tell
Yeah,
us, teach us.
yeah. I did a course. I started with public speaking because I am that person who can write a book here, but
Mhm.
can't really face the camera as I'm doing now, to
Mm,
talk to people, to listen. Or it took me a long time to
mm,
start making video calls with people. So I always
mm.
shy away from the camera, and I realized that with my career, I
Yeah.
needed to be talking to people. I
Mm,
needed to be on camera at some point.
yeah.
So immediately I relocated to the UK. These were my priorities.
Mm,
I couldn't go that far into more of the seminars in Cameroon because financially I wasn't able. But when I came here, and luckily with a work visa I came with, and I started working and I was earning little money, the priority was me and
mm,
courses to take. I started with the public speaking, and I gained a lot of confidence in myself. And
mm,
thereafter, I decided, okay, I already had a dream, Oliver, that if I do public speaking and I'm able to express myself, I
mm.
have to share this story. If I don't do public speaking, how do I share my story? Because I need the world to know this. I know
Mm,
many people who need this story to be inspired. People
mm,
have a lot of dreams, but they don't know how to go about it. But I need to share this story. How do I share if I can't speak? So
mm.
I do that, and that has helped me a lot. And I am still learning, but I think I'm better than I was before. Coming into marriage and family counseling, you know,
Mm,
marriage is not something you go in there and then you come out like a university. You go in and come down. It's a lifelong something that you've undertaken. And at my time getting married, I knew nothing about marriage counseling. I just knew that you need to love somebody and go into marriage, and then whatever is happening, you do it the way you can do it. But as I was growing up now and attending these seminars, I learned that there is a structure that you can manage and enjoy your marriage.
mm,
First, for myself, I did marriage counseling for myself to better understand who I am, who
mm,
is, and how we can live in harmony and enjoy marriage, because marriage is meant for enjoyment. We don't have to be in marriage and then it is a burden. No.
mm,
Yes. So if we can understand ourselves, then
mm,
we better manage our children, and we can even better manage the society.
mm.
So this is what pushed me into marriage counseling.
That's amazing. So this is so exciting. So I'm gonna put you. I don't want to say a hot seat now. I'll put you. I'll put you on a curveball. A curveball. So in
Crazy.
2 minutes. In 2 minutes, right?
Yep.
I wanted to talk to our audience watching right now, who'll be watching, thousands of watching after. In 1 minute, the first minute, a lesson you learn from your marriage studies, marriage school that can help a family right now that is dying, that is about to divorce, that is about to break out. And you know, when that happens, it will affect children and a whole generation is affected. In 1 minute, what lesson did you learn in the course of your training as as a certified marriage counselor right now you are that can help save us a family that is going to watch this podcast just in 1 minute?
Oh, I would like to tell every couple, whoever, if you are a couple, that's good and fine. If you are single and you are still about getting married, please gain marital counseling. Go for marital counseling. This is the foundation of a successful marriage tomorrow. Don't bypass that. Don't go shopping. Don't go printing very expensive invitations and doing all the halls and everything. Please go for pre-marital counseling first. If you do this, you won't regret it. And secondly, when you get into premarital counseling, you are going to do temperament. If you understand yourself and understand your partner from the beginning, there is nothing that will come between both of you tomorrow. So this is the basic of what I'm going to tell them.
Wow, I love that. That was, you just hit the target there. And so if there is one thing you must do if you want to get married, is marital counseling. You like after that, go get married. You don't need to do any event. Do it because marital counseling is key. Okay, I thank you so much for that one on marriage relationship. Now let's dive to public speaking. You are a certified speaker from the African Inclusive Institute of Public Speaking. And we cannot finish this conversation without you teaching our audience one thing or two you learn in public speaking that is shaping your career and shaping your life and your family just in 60 seconds.
Public speaking is a skill, and public speaking will make you shine out. In whatever field you find yourself, you need public speaking because you need to speak. If you can't speak, you can't sell yourself. If you can't sell yourself, then you are lost in the society. So you need to be confident in yourself. And with that confidence, you need to show the world that you can help. You can only share your purpose to the world if you can open your mouth to speak. And speaking confidently is one of those things that will relate and is gonna make you shine to the society. So if whoever you are, make sure you gain the skill of public speaking.
Amazing, amazing. And of course, we're so proud of you because you speak as well in the message you're preaching. That's so powerful. And in a marketplace, like you said, the people that get promoted, that make the highest money, they're not the most smartest or intelligent, no? They do so communicate well.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, what is the greatest advice you've ever received from anybody? Ever? And what was it?
Say that again, please.
The greatest advice, the greatest counsel you've ever received from somebody. What was it and where was that?
I got so many of them, but if I remember very well, I've read so many books too, and I don't know.
So the next question was gonna be, what is the greatest book you ever read, and how did it impact your life?
Oh my goodness. Oliver. Now I've read so many books in my life, and most of them I can't really my mind is a bit crowded now.
Okay.
And I can't really lay a finger, but I have read a lot of books. I've really read a lot of books that motivated me. And currently I'm reading one of the books, which is What Makes the Great Great.
Wow.
So in this book, it is just letting you know that even if you have a job, don't rely on that job because anything can happen to that job. Know that you got a lot in you. In your mind, you have a lot of potentials that you can be able to use it to transform the world. So you don't have to only think about your job. If you're thinking about your job, you have to think about any other thing that's a plan B. Let me put it that way. Plan B. You need to have a plan B. Should in case something is happening, you should be able to sit up and still be yourself and still continue to thrive.
I love this. So this is going to be as your parting words. Aita, look to the camera right now, right? Look into the camera. I want you to talk to your 21 years, your 21 years self. That goes to any young person right now that's watching us, that's watching you share your story. What is that message of hope, that message of encouragement, that message of inspiration that you want to give out right now to the thousands of young people who are going to be watching us even after? Please look into the camera, straight to the camera, and speak to them as an elder sister, as a mother, and as a role model.
Okay. Thank you, Oliver. I want to tell you, watching at me now, that wherever you are today, whether you are now on a night shift, you are in that carpentry workshop, you are in that mechanic workshop, or wherever you are in that little corner, whether in the homeland or in a foreign land, just know that little beginnings matter. And just know that everything will come true for you as long as you don't give up. I have been there. I am telling you this because I have been there and God has seen me through. Yes, everything you want will definitely come, and it will if you don't give up. God doesn't waste our pain. Let your hustle not ever be in vain because God will always be there with you. So be persistent, be resilient, and remain hopeful.
I love that. Thank you so much, Aita. And just to let you know that you have been a great blessing to me as a human being. Despite the fact that arriving UK, you not only stay there alone, you were able to bring your family, and today you're happily living with your husband and your kids in the United Kingdom. That's attest to the power of resilience, commitment, dedication, hard work you are. And I want, in a very special way, to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You've been one of such rare people that have reached out to me in this my speaking career at the moment when everything was about to fall apart. But you were one of the person that God used to actually rekindle every hope that was about to lose. And I remember those days I was coming to the United States for my first times, and we had to raise some money, capital. And when I think about those stories, I promise myself, like you, there's no reason why I should fail, because I should be able to pay that back, that forward. So people like you, as elder sister, you fought so hard for some of us, and we cannot let the next generation down. Promise.
Thank you very much. I do promise.
I love that. So amazing. Thank you so much. I am promising you, and God being our helper, we will keep making the next generation proud, and especially those who are coming after us. So, Aita, you've been a great elder sister, and I just want to say I love you, my dear sister, and stay blessed and remain Aita that I've always known, and the best is yet to come. Of course, like we always say, see you at the top.
Thank you very much, Oliver. It's my pleasure.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
And so, to those who are watching us right now, your story is very important, and your stage is never far away from you, provided your story is real. So the question I have for you is your story real? Aita, you want to say something?
Yes, my story is real. I just want to reiterate that don't shy away from your story. Don't hide your story, because this is what is shaping your future. Hold on to that hope. Hustle with dignity. Dream boldly, even if no one else is believing in you yet, because time will tell. Yeah.
Wow, what a powerful blow punchline out there. Thank you so much, Alta. To you watching, special thanks to Mr. Prosper, an amazing and ardent follower of the Global Speakers Advantage podcast. Thank you so much. He talks about persistence, resilience, and determination. Amazing. These are some key takeaways he's taking from this conversation, Alta. And again, we believe in you for you watching right now. We see you and we believe in you. And remember, you're not far away from your stage if your story is real. So make your story real and the world will come to your hearing. I was very honored today to host a dear friend, a sister, a speaker, a colleague, an amazing woman of value right away from United Kingdom. And this was not any other person but Aita Zenje Azuni. And that was Wenje. Yeah. So, you know, you have to teach me how to pronounce that.
I will do, Oliver. I'll for this,
I'll come for classes, by the way. So thank you so much, dear friends and viewers from all around the world, wherever you're watching out. This was the Global Speakers Advantage. And of course, our next episode is coming up. Stay tuned, stay alert, and we're looking forward to see you at the top, even as we bring in more guests. And of course, Aita, you're welcome back to the studio. We'd love to have you again. And the next time, let you kind of blow our minds again on what is happening in your own world and what you're doing with your speaking career. Of course, we're interested to know what you're doing with your speaking career next.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
I can't wait for that invitation again, Oliver.
Awesome. We're looking forward to that, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. And it was like a family meeting today.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was a family meeting today, and we're so excited that we made this possible. And you can share this video. Let us know where you're watching from around the world, and let someone who's about to give up listen to the story of Aita, and so that it could be an encouragement, an inspiration, or a motivation for them not to give up, but to be like Aita, keep on going no matter what, and eventually you make it. And give glory to God.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Global Speaker Advantage, the #1 podcast where your voice goes beyond borders. Hosted by Nshom, international speaker and coach.